Hello everybody, welcome back to Gran Turismo 7, where we are going to be jumping in for some daily race A action today. So we're at Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. We are going to be in the 911 GT3 996. I'm going to have 4 races for you today. Starting off with this one first, we are starting in P3. So this is my first race of the day. We did a little bit of practice, we did do a qualifying lap to boot. So we're starting in P3 for this one. We are using a controller. I haven't been feeling great over the weekend, so we are relaxing today on the controller. Also just a little bit quicker on the pad, so that is going to definitely help with these very slidey cars. But with all the excuses out of the way, let's see what we can do here as we're trying to keep up with the Brit up ahead. Dante is very quick, he was an A rated driver. So there was a mixture of ratings in this one, mostly Bs. I think Dante was the only A, and there was I think one C in there as well. So coming down here into the Degners here, we're going to try and keep the momentum up. We try and keep onto the back of Dante. So as I said, this was my first race, still trying to get used to the car. Still trying to learn the track a little bit as well. To come through here, we're trying to keep off the grass on the outside there. Try and keep the momentum up, use all of the camber on the inside. We'll run a little bit wide there, and that's going to allow the gap to increase to a second. Last quarter now of the first lap. I'm going to come over the start finish line with a 1.5 second gap to the guy in front. We then have a 1 second gap to the guy behind. So if we fast forward now to the end of the race, you see that gap increased up in front and behind, and we finished in P2. So we gained 1 position in that race, nothing really happened, so I thought I would fast forward. On to race 2 now, we're up against Dante once again. Did a little bit more practice, put in a better qualifying lap for this one. So we're going to try and make a move around the outside here of Dante. Very difficult to make the move on the outside, but it's not going to matter because Dante is going to get completely murdered by the green Porsche. As you can just see in the review mirror there, I think he's going to murder somebody else. Yes, there you go. And that is pretty much how I won this race. I'm going to carry on with the lap here, see if there's any more carnage. But you can already see the gap up to 3 seconds, or 2.2, sorry. So we're just going to carry on with the lap, see if we can pull a bit more of a margin. Making sure we hit our brake markers, don't make any mistakes, and we should have this one in the bag. So yeah, there was a lot of domination in these races. It was very spread out, of course, because people were still getting used to the cars. So we are going to have 4 races all split up and quite dramatically edited, as you're going to see very soon as we come around the last corner of the first lap. You can see the gap there already up to 2.5 seconds. So coming into the last lap here, coming around the corner again for the very last time in this race. You can see the gap has gone up to 8 seconds. You see my fastest lap of the race was a 1:38.6. So we're getting better, we're improving on our lap times. That is the most important. You can see there as well, we had a lot of Bs, 1A and a C, or a couple Cs actually. So there we have it, that is our first victory in the Porsche. Up 1 position, but we're not done there, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to move on to race 3. Hoping to get a good clean race with Dante in this one. We didn't have the same driver in the green Porsche, so we're hoping we're going to be okay. Trying to go around the outside again here of Dante. We give him space, he gives us space, and we give him a little bit of a bunt draft. Got nowhere to go going down the hill. So we'll just wait, we'll just bide our time. You can see we're all over the back of him as we come into the braking zone. Get a good rotation on the power nice and early. Running a little bit wide, but it's not going to be enough. We're still in the slipstream. Still following all the way down the hill. Coming around the bend. Going to gain a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. Going to have to sit behind once again as we go through these very technical corners. This one in particular is very difficult as you cannot see the apex until you're on it. We're going to just sit back, just watch and learn. Or at least that was the plan until I decided to spin out, hit the barrier. Did not get a penalty, but we did go down to 9th position. However, that is going to go right back up as we come around the corner. I'm going to see the Frenchman parked on the grass. That is definitely not the ultimate line. So as you can see, we've got 5 seconds to make up to the Brit up ahead. Let's see if we can do that. Brought the gap down to 3 seconds. Are we going to see 2 people there having a bit of a meeting on the outside there? So we're going to gain 2 positions up into P6. We're just 1.5 seconds now behind the Brit, so we have gained quite a lot on that following lap. We were a little bit faster, and of course we did have a faster qualifying lap, so you would expect us to be catching up at this point. So we've got 3 laps to go, plenty of time to make some moves. We don't need to panic, we don't need to rush. We're going to keep ahead, don't make any mistakes, and we should be right on the back of the Brit up ahead as we come onto the start-finish straight. We just need to keep it nice and clean through these corners. Very technical section of Brands Hatch. Of course, Brands Hatch is a very technical circuit anyway. In my home country of England. Never actually been to Brands Hatch, but I would love to go. Love to go see some proper British IndyCar racing. Maybe once in the future. But as we come around the final corner here, you can see the gap has come down to under a second. However, we are going to make another mistake here. Running off onto the sand. So that we're going to lose another position here, down into 7th. Now with the dirty tyres, getting it stopped just in time into turn 1. Coming up the hill here, gonna go a little bit deep. Try and get it rotated. Really difficult to get it rotated once you go that little bit extra deep. We haven't lost too much time. We're still right behind the Polish, up in front. We just need to really get rid of the mistakes. I think we could have been on for a really good result here. But we're going to try and make the comeback work. Coming down the hill once again. Getting it stopped into this corner on the power nice and early. You almost want to drift it through most of these corners. And I found with the Porsche, it's not a lot faster to downshift more than you need to. So we're going to keep it in 3rd for most of these corners. There seems to be quite a bit of a delay when you're shifting. So we don't want to lose any unnecessary speed, so we're going to keep it in 3rd. Gained up right behind the Polish driver here. See if we can pressure a mistake. No, he seems to have got it stopped. Although he does cut the corner quite a lot there, that's going to give him a 0.5 second penalty. There you go. So as long as we stay right behind him, we should be able to gain that position. That will put us up into P6, but we just need to keep it nice and clean. Make sure we don't make any mistakes between now and then, and we should be able to get P6. So coming up here to the last corner before the penalty line, you can see we are within the 0.5 second gap. So we're definitely going to gain that position. He's not going to lose too much time with that penalty though, and he's going to try and fight it on the outside, but that is never going to work. So we're going to gain one position. We're going to gain another position as the Frenchman went off into the sand. So once again, we have a battle on our hands between the Brit and myself. Although the Polish actually thinks he's got a bit of a shot here, so he's going to fling it up the inside. That's fair enough. We're going to give room. Going to try and make it work on the outside, but we've got no traction there on the outside. Get a better run through this corner though, so we're going to be on the inside once more. And he's too focused on me and he just misses his braking points, goes flying by. And we're going to get a really good run on the Nissan in the Porsche. So I'm not really sure who he's supporting. But we're going to get the run on the Brit here. Final lap of the race, we've got to try and make a move somewhere. So all the time I'm just looking to brake early, get the good run out of the corner. I'm going to try and look around the inside here just to put him off, and that is going to work absolute wonders as he gets distracted by me off into the gravel. And that's going to be us up into P4. So a pretty good comeback. I'm pretty happy with that. We went down to 9th position from 2nd, of course, so we've gained quite a few positions just basically through other people's mistakes, but we'll take it as we crash across the finish line here, bringing up a 4th position with 3 A-rated drivers in the lobby. So we are moving on up, even though our DR and SR is not affected with this race. Now Dante got bored obviously and left the daily race A. So we got a Frenchman up here to deal with instead. Goes a little bit wide into turn 1, but we're not going to be able to get any move done as we had nowhere to go. We just went straight into the back. We have the Icelandic driver also trying to make a move around the outside. Like I said, that is a really difficult move to play off, and in this instance it doesn't work. I'm sure you could make it work around the outside there, but I had pretty good traction on the inside. Frenchman here goes a little bit deep and we try and stick it up the inside. A little bit of contact, but we both managed to keep control of our vehicles. So we're going to go side by side here down the hill. Now I'm not looking to make the move here, I'm looking to make the cutback. However, he brakes really early, so we have to brake for longer. We do manage to get the cutback here though, and he's going to try it around the outside. That is never going to work. And we are up into 1st position. The Icelandic driver is also going to try it around the outside. Like I said, that will never work. In those instances, you're better off just falling behind and looking for a different passing opportunity. So as we come to the final corner of the first lap, you can see we're going to have about a gap of 1 second as they all started fighting. There's 3 of them behind, all fighting for position, which is not ideal for them. Of course it is ideal for us. We're going to be able to take the racing line and just push as much as possible. And that is basically what happened as we come around the last corner for the final time in this video. Across the line in P1, quite a lot of people did not finish this race. We also got a couple of A's in here, but that is going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, but until then, take care and goodbye.